Hey, what's up guys? We are now in week 2, day 2 of our home workouts. As you can see, I am in my home just like the rest of you guys now. We decided to stop going over to the neighbor's gym, so now we're doing everything out of our living room here or our garage out back. So today we're going to be mainly focusing on hip hinge movements, so working on hamstrings, glutes, and low back is going to be the focus. Start off with some single leg stuff. Like I said, some other glute work. Really a movement focus today, so it won't be as much intensity during the workout portion. It'll be more of moving for quality, a little bit of strength work in the living room today. So. All right, so standard warm up. Just make sure you have some good space. We're gonna start off with some different arm swing movements. So first one, just going arms straight out, palms facing up. We're gonna go small circles for 10 forward. Just keep them nice and tight, and then we'll stop. When we're going 10 backwards, same thing. All right, that's 10 each. Now we're gonna just go large circles forward. Same thing, keep those palms up. Nice big circles. Now 10 back. Now we'll go 10 across. Switch the arm that comes over top each time. Now we're going to go 10 overhead. At the top each time, reach your hands back behind your head. Get that good tricep stretch through the shoulders. Next, we're going to go alternating arm swings. So just go one arm up, one down, and we're just going to switch. We're going to go 20 of these, 10 each arm. All right, good. Next, we're going to go a wider stance. We're just going to go alternating toe touches. These will be a little bit more controlled. Arms going to come straight out, and then we're just going to alternate hand and toe. All right, 5 each way, 10 total. 3. All right, good. And the next one, we're just going to go an easy twist. All right, now next one, we're going to go hip hinge with an overhead reach. All right, so we're going to do hip width. Go this way for you, and then we're just going to reach the hips back. Back stays nice and flat, and those arms coming overhead to this position. All right, so we're really trying to reach into this bottom position, and then just stand up. We'll go for 10. Last one, and good. Next one, we're gonna go an easy twist again, torso rotation, but just a little bit rounded back. And next one, sorry, my video turned off. And then the next one, we're gonna go a little bit wider stance. All right, then we're gonna hinge, hips back, and we're gonna go arms straight out. It's gonna be like a golf swing. All right, good. Now we're just gonna stick with that wide stance. We're gonna do 5 of our inchworms. So reach down to the floor, Then you're just gonna walk hands out. We'll go one push-up, and then walk your hands back. Okay, in, reach, walk out, push up, and then back. We're gonna go 3 more, 5 total. That's 4, and again, if you need to, drop down on the knees. Here for your push-up, and then just get back up on the toes before you walk the hands back. All right, that's 5 inchworms. Now we're gonna go back to a wide stance, lateral lunge. All right, make sure you're still getting weight back on the heels, and then just shifting our weight over. 5 each leg here. Last 2, 9, 10. Good, we're almost there, guys. Next one, we're gonna go groiners. All right, so we're gonna take it into a lunge step. Outside hand's gonna be down, so I'm left leg forward, right hand's on the ground. Then it's gonna twist up towards the ceiling. Then we're just gonna hand back down. We'll switch feet, and then up. All right, so you do 5 each side. 4, 6, 8, 9, last 1, and 10. Back up on our feet. All right, this last few guys are going to be on the floor. If you have space for this one, try to get it in. We're going to do a roll back. Legs come over, and then you're going to come forward, wide legs, reach forward. All right, so we're back, forward, reach. All right, we're doing just 5 of these. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, we go 1 more, 6. So the next one, we're just going to stay right down here. All right, you're going to lay on your back, arms out wide, and then we're just going to cross foot over, and then back to the middle, try to come up high, cross over, and then back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the last one, you're just going to stay right down here. Feet are going to be flat on the floor, right together, knees together. And then we're just nice and controlled, side to side. All right, this will be the last 10, 5 each way. Four more, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So that concludes our warm-up. If you guys have any other tight spots, feel like you need to work out a little bit more, feel free to do a little bit more movement. But that should be good to get you guys ready for the workout coming up next. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with our hip bridge, our hip hinge, and then get into a single leg bodyweight deadlift. So the hip hinge, that's something we do in our standard warm-up every day, where we're doing that, pushing the hips back, reaching the hips back, arms overhead, into that bottom position. So really the hip hinge is just that movement here. You can see back's nice and flat, shins are almost vertical, and then standing back up. So it's really just reaching the hips straight back, very slight bend in the knee. So we're going to try to do that same movement today, but we're going to make it single leg. So it'll look like this. Everything stays the same. I like to go ahead get my one foot back right away. So I'm on my right leg here. Then I'm just reaching my left foot back. Arms come out and then back up. So trying to get to a straight line through the wrist, all the way back through the ankle. All right, so that's what we're going for. It's really hard to get that balance. So if you guys need to, you can grab something to hold on to. Like for example, we for some reason have crutches in the corner. So you can hold on to a crutch. Again, my right foot's down, just reaching back. And then I have this crutch here just for balance. All right, that's all that's serving. That was the single leg deadlift. Next, we're going to be working on Superman. So Superman's, we're going to be down on the floor. All right, you can go ahead, lay face down as the starting position. And then from here, I'm just thinking thumbs up. All right, it's going to put our shoulders in good position. Toes are just straight out. All right, you can think pointing the toes. And then from here, we're just trying to raise our arms and legs off the ground while really focusing on squeezing the butt. So it's not the low back that's arching. We're squeezing the glutes, trying to get everything off the ground, and then back down. Nice big squeeze, control it back to the floor. So each rep of these, do a hard contraction, come up, hold it for 2 seconds, control back down. We don't want to just be flopping around on the floor. Really controlled movement through all of these reps today. That's it. Next move, guys, we can stay down on the floor here. It's going to be a single leg glute bridge. So we're going to start off with a double leg glute bridge. So you can go ahead, just lay down. All right, feet are going to be flat on the ground. Want them to be about shoulder width apart, but keep your toes pointing straight forward. And then from here, just like the Superman, going to bring the hips up this time, but really think about squeezing the glutes. So I'm really contracting through my butt here, and then control down. All right, really tight in the abs at the bottom. Trying to keep the hips just slightly off the ground. Bridge up, really big squeeze, control down. Up and down. With these two guys, same thing as the Supermans. Try to be really controlled. So come up, you're going to hold it for a second or two, and then control on the way back down. Control through all these movements today is the key. So that's a double leg glute bridge. Now we're just going to try single leg. So from here, I'm just going to straighten my left leg, but I'm trying to keep my thighs in line. So as I bridge up, you can see I'm a nice straight line through my left leg and my right thigh, and back down. Up and down. All right, so same thing, guys. As the double leg glute bridge, everything should stay exactly the same. We're just removing that one leg. So it's going to be a little bit more work through the core, should be more difficult. So go ahead and give those a try. But like I said, if the single leg is too difficult, just go with the double leg glute bridge today. That'll be good. Last movement for today is one you guys saw last week, gates. All right, one of my favorites. Again, feet are going to start hip width. Wait, back up just a little here. Feet will start hip width. Then we're doing that little bounce out to shoulder width. Again, chest comes over, just touching the toes. Feet go in and out. Little hop at the top. And then again, same as that hip hinge movement, really pushing the hips back, chest over, just slight bend in the knees. All right, so that's our gates. And again, calling that, think of it like you're opening the gate and then closing the gate, right? Close, open, close, open. All right, that's going to be the last move for today. So those are our 4 movements for the workout today, guys. The format's going to be 4 rounds. We're going to be 30-second stations for everything. So you're going to start off doing the hip hinge movement, single leg deadlift. So start with the right leg. You're going to go 30 seconds, just continuous reps. You're going to try to keep good movement the whole time. After 30 seconds, you'll switch right to the left leg, 30 seconds to the left side. If you're not able to do single leg, you'll just do a minute straight of that double leg hip hinge. All right. The next movement will be your Supermans. All right, 30 seconds again, just consistent movement. Get that little pause at the top each rep, control down. Then we'll go into our single leg glute bridges. Same thing as the hip hinge. You do 30 seconds on the right side, followed by 30 seconds on the left, or you'll just do double leg for the whole minute. And then the last movement will be those gates. So like the gates at the end, those will be a little bit more higher intensity. Try to get a lot of reps in that time, moving quickly the whole time. At the end of each round, you'll take a minute rest and then go back to the top. All right. That finishes the workout for today, guys. Good work on that movement today. Again, should be really working those hamstrings and glutes. Something that we always need to be working on. So good work with that. Next, we're going to get into our core movements today. So a good core segment today. Going to be a long 2 rounds. All right, so in the core work today, we're really focusing on a hollow body position. We're going to have 5 different movements. We're going to do a couple reps per movement. At the end of each round, you're going to get a rest. All right, so a couple new ones, actually a few that I've never tried before, but it seems like a fun one. So we're going to start off. First one's called a hollow body bounce. So for the hollow body bounce, just going to lay flat out. I'm going to bring my hands under my butt. I'm going to sit up. So right now, hands are under my butt. I'm on my hands and my elbows. Thinking of pulling my low back to the floor. All right, nice tight position. And then from here, I'm just trying to sit up and back down. All right, so bringing my head and feet up at the same time. And again, really thinking about staying tight through the lower abs. So I think sucking your belly button into the floor and trying to keep that low back flattened out. We don't want to arch through the low back at all. All right, should be really feeling it in that lower ab section. If you struggle doing both at the same time, you could also come here and just do legs like that. That could feel a little bit more comfortable with the arms out to the side versus arms underneath the butt. So go ahead and try that. Next one, we're going to do a straight body ceiling reach crunch. Okay, so just laying on the floor, hands are going to come up, just right here. And then all I'm doing, I'm going to reach for the ceiling, and that's it. All right, so I'm just trying to get my shoulders off the ground. Just a little bit of movement. This one's going to be much more in that upper ab section. So don't worry about trying to sit all the way up. We're really just trying to focus on that upper section of your abs. Our next core movement is going to be a tuck rock. All right, so we're going to get in a hollow body position to start. So go ahead, lay down, knees straight up towards the ceiling, arms are going to reach forward, and then from here, we're just trying to rock up. You can stop yourself with your hands here, and then back. All right, so really just trying to keep everything locked in place, and then we're just rocking back, and then forward on our back. So you should feel like you're in contact with the ground the whole time. Next one's going to be a hollow body side to side. So instead of rocking this way, we're just going to do it side to side. So going to get in that same hollow body position. All right, so knees are up here, reach forward. Now I'm just going to try to bring my legs out. And then from here, just rocking side to side. All right, so doing it this way, it's just going to feel a lot more on the sides. All right, really working those obliques, trying to get yourself from one side to the other. All right. If you struggle doing the side to side, you could just come here and do a hold. All right. Any of these options, if you're struggling with it, just getting that hollow body position and hold it for a good time, that's going to be great work for today. Last one we have is a hand plank arch and hollow. So you're going to be in a push-up plank. All right, again, think about what your shoulders are doing. All right, so from here, I'm thinking elbow pit forward. It's gonna get my shoulder in a good, strong position. All right, so elbow pit's forward, nice, strong position here. I'm gonna arch first, so let your hips drop, but I'm not just totally sagging. All right, my hips are dropping, but I'm really thinking about squeezing my butt. All right, it's gonna protect your lower back. So good arch here, squeeze the glutes, and then we're gonna come back into a hollow. So I'm really trying to push away from the ground. I can see that arch in my upper back, and I'm tucking my hips under, right? So I'm not arched here, hips under, good arch through the low back too. All right, so again, arch, hollow. All right, sorry, good hollow through the low back is what we're looking for. Arch, again, squeeze the glutes down here, up, and hollow. Okay. That's gonna be the last core movement of the series, guys. So again, the way this is gonna work, you're gonna do 2 giant sets through. You're gonna start off with those hollow body, You're gonna start off with those hollow body bounce. For those, you're gonna do either 60, 80, or 100 repetitions. All right, you guys pick what's gonna be best for you. You can even go below 60 if you need to. Just wanna pick a number that's reasonable. For the rest of the movements, the last 4, you're either gonna do 10, 20, or 30 reps. All right, again, it's gonna be up to you guys. Maybe the first round you go a little bit higher. Second round you reduce the reps a little bit. Whatever you need to do, just pick a number that you're able to get good movement through all of them, but you're also feeling like you're doing some work. So after you do 1 set, try to be quick all the way through, just 1 to the next, maybe a couple seconds in between. Take a good minute to 2 minute rest at the end, then just go repeat it for a second round. Last thing for the day, guys, we just have a couple quick stretches. All right, so it's just gonna take us 10 minutes total. So again, really encourage you guys to get this in. First one we're gonna start with is a classic sprinter stretch. We're gonna add a little bit of a variation to it. So we're gonna start off, again, just tucking one side in, think pulling your toes back towards you, and then we're just gonna reach for that arm. So you can push this knee down if you want. Try not to let it come up too high. Should stay down a little bit. All right, so really focusing on this hamstring, on the long leg, just lying forward. Maybe you'll get a little bit of the low back on this tucked leg. So we're gonna be here for a minute. After a minute, we're gonna change it just a little bit. You're gonna rotate towards the bent knee. All right, I'm gonna reach here, and then other arms coming over the top. So you're gonna feel a really good stretch through your back. This is called the QL. All right, it's one that can get really tight over time that we don't take care of too much. So again, from here, twist towards that knee, reach, and then this arm comes over the top. So again, we're gonna do a minute in the sprinter stretch and do a minute with this QL focus back to back, and then we'll switch doing the exact same thing. Next one's just going to be our basic child's pose. We're going to mix it up just a little bit. So still just sitting, butt back towards the heels, reaching arms forward. But now we're going to walk hands to the left. All right, so left hand's down. I'm going to pin that left arm down with my right. And then I'm really leaning in to this right shoulder. Should feel good stretch all the way through the back of that arm into your lats. All right, so we're going to go 45 seconds here. And then we'll take it all the way over to the right. Again, right hand pinned down, left over the right, lean into that arm. We'll do 45 seconds on this arm. And then we're going to finish off with just 30 seconds straight up the middle. Really try to crawl the fingers forward here and try to lengthen out your shoulders and spine. That's what we're going to After 2 minutes in the child's pose, the last one we're going to do is just a 2-minute butterfly. All right, so one you've probably seen before. Feet together. All right, try to pull those feet towards you while pressing the knees down. Still staying nice and upright. We don't want to slouch here. That's going to be more of our back versus really trying to open up this groin area. So again, big tall chest, pull those feet in, knees push down. Try with your feet a little bit closer to start. We'll do a minute here. And then you're going to move your feet out just a little bit. And then more of just laying forward. So not pulling as much here. I'm feeling this one a little bit more in the glutes into the low back position. So again, we'll do a minute close and then a minute a little bit further away. That's good. that's going to wrap up our stretches for the day, guys. Again, really encourage you to get these in every day. They're going to make a big difference over time. All right, that's week 2, day 2. Tomorrow we're going to have another workout, day 3, and we'll be back with Eve. Enjoy.